We now are about to start the actual satsang program that starts at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, and this is evening in Gandhidham, India, on the western seaside area of Gujarat. And the satsang topic is going to be Dukh, Matra, Ansamjanthi, which means all pain, whether it is verbal, physical, or mental, it is there because of the lack of understanding. And the reference is Dadavani, November 1998. So we look forward to this satsang. I will try to share this with you on YouTube subsequently, and this is. And we will, this is an experiment because we are trying to kind of adjust the sound volumes from within the satsang hall, as well as this translation, the live interpretation, which is not always exact, but we try our best. So here at the feet of our Lord, we will be beginning this relay, if you will, of the satsang, the Q&A sessions that are going to happen following the initial discourse and the spiritual concise summary from our Gnani Purush, Pujya Deepak Bhai, who is currently heading the work of Akram Gnani Purush Dadashri, on whose account and for whose celebrations we are present here in this Janma Jayanti. Janma Jayanti meaning the birth anniversary celebrations, and today Dada would have been, and around this time Dada would be 107 years old. So let's try and see if we can go and see if we can get this to see if the webcast we are able to connect with the webcast. And it says the event has started, but when I click on it, it keeps on taking me back to the one that has already happened, which is more event details. Let's try again. We'll just have to keep on sharing. We have no live connection so far from the Ustream people. Already about 175 are watching now, it says, but we are not able to get in there. Let me see if I click on this, whether we can go to the live ceremony. And no, that is the earlier this evening's celebration, where the Gnaani is going over to on the stage to do the Aartis. So this is not the one. So let me pause that and see if we can cross that and go to the live broadcast. No, that's not going to work. So let's get back to the event started. Click here to watch the live webcast, and so far we are not able to log in. So while we wait, let's see what this other one is all about. And this is where the Gnani has entered the venue. Ultimately, the satsang will happen inside, but this is where he is. This is the very beginning where he comes to give the message. So let me come to the message and see if we can now. Now he's going to give the message, and let's see if we can. So now the Gnani is going to start with the Hey Dada Chak Kalyan Karo. We might as well share this. And it's a beautiful scene as we see our Gnani, the camels of the deserts of western parts of Gujarat. Lord Simandar, Ma Niruma, as thousands of Mahatmas cheer with flags of the Dada Bhagwan Foundation representing the three peaks of the three mandir. And now the Gnani is going to sit down and give a message. Says the Gnani is not going to deliver a message on the occasion of this 107th anniversary of the celebrations of our Akram Vignani, Gnani Purush Dadashri. This happened earlier this evening as we see our Gnani, Pujya Deepak Bhai Desai, Jai Sachidanand, he says, Jai Sachidanand to all Mahatmas. This is the Janma Jayanti of Dada Bhagwan, the one who manifests within A.M. Patel. Dada Bhagwan is not a physical being. Dada Bhagwan is the eternal element within you and I and everyone. I'm having difficulty listening to the audio, but essentially the summary is that it is an amazing wonder that within just 2 hours this science can manifest, the science being the awareness of the eternal self that sees everything that is happening, and he and can make a human being free from all kinds of pains of this worldly life. And it is our greatest merit karma that in this Kali Kal, in this Tusham Kal, this era of the time cycle, there's such a magnificent uh, presence arose within Gnani Purush Dadashri, this Dada Bhagwan, because and his words and his videos and his speech is alive for us and is available. We have the ability to. Okay, so now we just saw a message here, so looks like we're going to go into the live satsang. So let us see if we can continue to the live satsang and see if it is live now. And if it is live, it'll be wonderful because then yes. So we are about 15 minutes late here, but so now we are getting the original series of the streaming, and some instructions are being given. We hear Radha Bhagwan Sim Jai Jaikar ho, so we are a little early. But anyway, Puchadipak Bhai gave the essential message about the bhavna that Gnani Purush had, the true inner intention, the deepest inner intention from carried over for a countless period of a lifetime. Previously, that resulted in the magnificent manifestation of Dada Bhagwan, the Eternal One in the full form, the absolute form within the body of Ambalal Murjibai Patel in June of 1958. And this indeed is the greatest merit karma unfolding for average, ordinary, common householders like you and I, people who have to continue to live in this daily life and to take care of the daily work responsibilities and yet attain liberation. Liberation being total freedom from any kind of suffering, of pain, whether mental, physical, or verbally induced. And so we have the streaming going on, and let us hope that we're able to kind of give you this translation of this satsang, translation, English voiceover, interpretation of the words that come out through the medium of our current Gnani Purush Bhai as he sits under the full grace and energy of our Akram Vignani Puja Dadashri, the Gnani Purush Dadashri. So we await, and as I mentioned, they're just announcing the radio frequencies. But anyway, the satsang topic is pain is essentially due to the lack of understanding, the lack of light, And this is from a Dadavani of November 1998 as a reference. This is a 2.5 hour session. The first half will be, I don't know whether it'll be reading or a discussion by Pujadeepak Bhai, followed by the question and answer sessions. So we so the November 19. So there are four topics have been announced. Four topics have been announced. Uh, the second topic on the 6th of November in the night is the seeker who is seeking the goal of moksha. So they're just making some announcements right now. Please do not ask too many questions. Just ask one or two questions only. This, because of the general nature of the satsang and the gathering, this is going to be mostly new seekers and early new Mahatma questions here in the huge gathering, which will see here on this first day of the Janma Jayanti celebration, the day first November 5th, 2014. So we were discussing the topics on November 6th. The topic is the goal of moksha and seeking the goal of moksha. November 7th, Friday, the reason for divisiveness in differences of opinion, and it's turning from it, changing it, and then becoming free from any kind of differences and divisiveness in opinions. And the last one on the 7th of November in the evening session would be the topic of how to turn back the chit that has spread all over in different directions, how to kind of turn it back and bring it home. So now let us see. Still no video. I do not want to give you the full screen because it's going to take the, it might, I know it might cut down the bandwidth. So let me try, but we will see here. But this is just, so the program, as you can see in front of you, is the satsang topic. This and tomorrow morning there is the Janma Jayanti day. So in fact, on Thursday, the 6th of November, is the actual Janma Jayanti celebration. As you know, the Indian calendars vary, but Gnani Purush Dadashri was born on November 7th. But the Indian year calendar is a little shorter. Anyway, so it's the main Janma Jayanti celebration. There'll be Vidhi-Pujan-Darshan-Aarti and it'll last. The morning and evening session will be the satsang on the Gnani Purush, our Gnani Kuj Pujadipak, by giving us the experience and the introduction of Gnani Purush Dadashri between 4:30 and 5 p.m., half an hour, which is actually between 6 o'clock in the morning to 6:30 in the morning, followed by, of course, the visit by uh, some chief minister of India, of Gujarat state. So some political presence there, and only late in the night, from in the morning, So there's nothing much going on tomorrow except for the introduction of Gnani Purush Dadashri to the new public by Gnani Deepak Bhai, and this will last for about half an hour only. He's going to talk about it, and we do not have still the now they're just he's now only announcing tomorrow's program, and you have it right here in front of you. Anyway, so we just lost the audio from the young man who was announcing. Let's see now what's happening. And it's still streaming. So, I wonder if it helps. Again, we are out in the desert part. Now, I shouldn't say desert, but it is really the dry, arid areas of the ocean side, Gandhi Dham. If you see in the Google Maps, you will see I've shared this one on Facebook. But as we see our Gnaani here now, and giving a very beautiful bouquet of flowers to Lord Simandar. Oh my Lord, I am absolutely pure like you. Let me see that through your grace and through the grace of the Gnani Purush and the current living Gnani. May I remain at their feet at all times, my Lord. As we come to Lord Shiva, the symbolic representation of the one who represents the embodiment for the salvation of the world, Shiva, and a beautiful way of placing the garland, and now it just completely slipped around it. As we come to Lord Krishna, the one who became the absolute one from a human being, from Nar to Narayan, the Paramatma, the absolute one, who is going to return to this earth and take millions to moksha. Lord Krishna, my highest namaskars to you, my Lord. Grand. And moving over on the left side of this huge stage with the beautiful artwork done in Saurashtra in the middle there, and coming over to the magnificent, as he picks up a huge garland for our Gnani Purush Dadashri and shows it to all of us that I'm putting it on for you on behalf of all of you. Each flower, each fragrance lasting a lifetime for in the service of this magnificent, of the most magnificent, this Akram Gnani, our Gnani Purush Dadashri, as the roses garland also decorate the sandalwood garland on the picture as the Gnani goes in front of the feet of our Gnani Purush. And we too are at the feet of our Akram Gnani, who has liberated us from bondage and pains of infinite lifetimes and infinite other lifetimes had we not attained the self. Moving over to our previous Gnani Pujaniru Ma, the one who made it possible so that these Akram Vignan and the words of the Gnani would survive in exactness as they are, and so that they could be used. They would be used for generations to come, and who carefully nurtured our current Gnani Puja Deepak Pai. And to Ma Amba, the embodiment and the celestial the presence of the one who makes this Prakriti, the non self complex, Sahaj, natural, so that the path of liberation becomes easy for us as well as for those around us, and whose grace is continuously present through the celestial realm on all of us. Hey Ma, my highest namaskars to you. And moving over to Ma Padmavati, who symbolizes the celestial deity who represents the energy which preserves the one on the path of liberation, protects and preserves the one on the path of liberation, and ensures that no obstructions come on his or her path. O Ma Padmavati, our highest namaskars to you as the Gnani turns and looks at the at the highest at the crowd whom we also will see now. Inside you can see the beautiful handcrafting artwork of the uh, of the people of Saurashtra behind, as we see and do the darshan of the Mahatmas. We do the darshan of their body, but we also through that we do the darshan of the eternal one within all of them as the Gnani takes seat. So now Dada Bhagwan Sim Jai Jikar Ho is going on. Jai Sachidanand. They're just announcing various translations in Hindi as well as in English. They're announcing the radio frequency of the mobile English on 88 FM, Hindi on 100 FM. So the evening session was supposed to start at 8 o'clock in the evening at 9:30, but it takes about half an hour to really manage this such a huge gathering and set it up. And tomorrow is mostly the celebration part, except that uh, tomorrow means 9:30 tonight, you can watch the celebrations. I will not be there to give you a voiceover, but perhaps at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'd like to give you the introduction of the Gnani Purush Dadashri, as our current Gnani Puja Deepak Bhai talks about Gnani Purush Dadashri for about half an hour. That's from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6:30 in the morning. And then again, we will continue with the serious satsang part on this at 7 a.m. Sorry, on Friday night at 11 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. So Friday night 11 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. So now we have our Gnaani. I bow to the absolute self, Paramatma, who resides within you with a deep sense of devotion and deep worship. I deeply worship the absolute self that resides within you. That is what he's saying as we go into again the streaming mode here. So I don't know if there's any way of improve. Okay, so again, Jai Satchidanand. The absolute self, Paramatma, resides within you all, and I am giving my highest namaskars to that one with deep devotion and oneness. Jai Satchidanand. Who are here for coming for the first time, and so the Gnani is looking, and you can see, and those, and then who are the ones? So we have only in this huge crowd only a handful who are new. Handful means still probably a couple of hundred. Who are the ones who do not understand Gujarati? So mostly understand Gujarati because this is in the westernmost parts of Gujarat called Saurashtra today. So we're going to on the because this shibir, this retreat has started because of the celebration. The first topic is that all pains in life is because of misunderstanding. There is lot of work by Dada is available in the books. In November 98, there was there is a Dadavani that came out, Dadavani November 98, which is very good. There are beautiful talks about Dada, by Dada, and it is the, and so we get this understanding that human beings have all kinds of you see the evidences do not change, but the lack of understanding, but the circumstances of pain may not change, but if you do have the right kind of understanding, then you can remain free from the pain. And that is the magnificent art and science of our Gnani Purush Dadashri. That no matter what the situation, it will not cause you any pain. And the last matter is that if you can realize who you are, who am I in all of this. This is the ultimate. Who is this? Who is in this mind, speech, and body? And this, who am I? And once that realization of the self happens, then therefore we are absolutely pure soul, and therefore nothing, no pain can touch the Shuddhatma, the pure soul. But if I am Deepak, if I am Shuddha, if I am Nada, then of course I will have to suffer the pain because I believe that I am the body, you see. So if the pain will be there as long as you have the sense that I am this body, but if you have the awareness and the conviction that I am the pure soul, then there can be no pain. So all this pain is due to the wrong belief only. In what kind of misunderstanding? There is worldly misunderstanding also, and worldly interaction misunderstanding, and then finally there is also misunderstanding that that gets removed in matters of spirituality also. So then right here we will have the experience of moksha. And Dadashri has opened up the secrets of all of these things through his words and through his books. And he has done so much satsang. But you see, those who are happy, they will not come to satsang. Those who are in pain, then they will come to Dada and say, Dada, this happened to me, this happened to me. And Dada would say, just say such so much beautiful words in few sentences that person's pain will be gone. And therefore, are there people here who's look at the people who have given their experience? They said, all our pain is gone, and thousands raise their hands, right? This is true, you see. I got a question recently in a question. Then, do you get pain? Then I said, oh, then I have to search. When did I get any pain? Long, long ago, I had some pain, says Deepak Bhai. But I'm not even aware of any pain in this. Then I do not have any pain in the science of the Dadashri, because I know so many evidences of adjustment. Because as we read the Dadavani, then the adjustments come, and therefore once the adjustments come, then automatically all the adjustments come. Therefore, we really do not need to change the mind, speech, or body of that is discharging, nor do we need to change anybody else's mind, speech, and body. This is just to get the right kind of understanding, and you become free from pain. You become free from pain completely. And therefore, we ourselves are such that we cannot give pain to anyone, nor can anyone give as a pain. Niruma had that kada. Kada means the art, this art. And so, yes, and if we can take the actual evidences in lives of Dada and Niruma, then you will find that they had the discovery that they really could not feel any pain whatsoever. And in 1957 and 58, Dadashri, when he started seeing the TV, then he got this idea that he says that if this TV gets the people on the wrong way, then it can take the wrong way it can take human beings the wrong way. But then he thought about it, but then he says, no, no, no. The very evidences like television, etc., that can take the human beings the wrong way, like media, etc., can also liberate human beings. This television and all of these multimedia things that we are now uh, enjoying, they can also become the medium to liberate human beings. And we can see that now hundreds of thousand people are enjoying the science, the Vignan of Gnani Purush Dadashri. In 1998, the satsangs of Niruma started coming in the satsang of the Gnani Purush Dadashri started coming through Niruma in 1998, and so started coming on television. And the moment it started coming TV, then and so the very media that shows wars and politics and dirt and sexuality and murder and violence, that very media now is showing this beautiful science that human liberates human beings, you see. So this is the very beautiful science that is coming through. And so very good work is also happening through this very media. The Adashri's discovery that if I have this pain, then his discovery, then what is the solution to become free from pain? And Gnani Purush Dadashri came out with these solutions, you see. So the Dadashri says that when we get fever, people get afraid. Oh, what? Oh, my fever! My body has had a very bad fever. But Dadashri says, no, I am aware that the fever has not come. That fever is actually going, because you see, if we have eaten something wrong food, then the fever arises. Then all the decomposition causes, and therefore nature then uses your own vitability power to increase the fever so that it can become the body free from toxins that have accumulated within your body, and therefore it is very critical. So that we need to really so really the so actually the pain, see, we feel that like we can say that. Okay, so when it comes, so when your business and is doing very well, then you should really be prepared for the days when the business may not work very well, and therefore you should, because just as day has followed by night by day, Therefore, good merit karma will be followed by sin karma effects, etc. And so merit and sin, merit and sin, merit and sin karma effect will continue. So karma will continue in good and bad times. But you need to, but if you have the inner intention that when bad times come, then you should really know what happens. Supposing you lose 5,000 euros, then what do? Then the Gnan says that the account is over. But in ignorance, so you'll find, oh, I lost my 5,000 euros. I lost my 5,000 euros. But we can say that this is just a nimit. But we should not become. You see, so you do not need to suffer the pain of the one who is suffering, who is separate from you. But you see, you should not say that I am in pain, that I am hurting, I lost, etc. But instead, you should be thankful that the karma is over. Dadashri used to say about it. There was a little boy was crying a lot. That it's Diwali. I want to use the firecrackers. Dada called the little boy here to him. Says that this king Sayajirao Gaikwad. Do you think the king himself light the firecrackers or his servants light the firecrackers? So the little boy says, what does the king says? The king sits in his throne and enjoys the fireworks. He says, why don't you just see what the world is? The world is the fireworks of the world rather than you yourself lighting the firecrackers. To take away the misunderstanding of the little child is much more tougher. And therefore, Niruma, an old mother, so a mother came to Niruma. I have, I have, my daughter is constantly hurting this little girl, and the granddaughter is really complaining. I don't know. It's only a 3-year-old, and the mother says that how should I take care of? So he says, it's a so this is because how old are you? I'm 3 years old. Is your older sister 6 years old? So what should you do? Niruma said, then were you not? Tells the older sister who is mistreating the younger sister that were you not a little girl at one time? Yes. Who took care of your mother? So the older girl was complaining about her own mother. And he said, didn't your mother take care of your when you were little 3-year-old? Because at that time you did not have your little sister, and your little sister does not even know when she is hungry or not, right? So you should tolerate your little sister, you see. And you cannot say that your mother does not love you, because your mother take care of you for 3 years. Now you got a 3-year-old sister, so now you have to take care of your little sister, and also you have to help your mother taking care of your little sister, right? So this is how Niruma used to help. Just as your mom took care of you until you were 3 years old, now that you're 6 years old, you should take care of your 3-year-old sister and help your mother take care of your 3-year-old sister. And from that day onwards, the 6-year-old stopped complaining about her mother. So this is the art. When you give the right kind of understanding, but you see, instead, what we become angry, we become upset, and you see, and we even might snap at the little one, and you constantly say, look, you even brand the little girl and said that he is obstinate like her father, etc. Because we do not have the right kind of understanding. Because these days the little kids are so hyper that they are constantly we do not have the right kind of level of understanding that they have a high revolution, these kids. And therefore in this small, so we need to get rid of the lack of understanding in the small misunderstandings, etc. If somebody say you're stupid, you don't have the understanding, etc. Once you feel that, supposing if I'm an engineer, then if somebody says, oh, you're an engineer, no. But you see, if you're a big businessman, then if you say, oh, you're a big businessman, would you have pain? No. But if you say you do not have any sense, then you can find out why is it that he says you have no business sense and you feel hurt. So when all the structure needed to be raised, was there any kind of these carpets were to be laid, all of these things was laid around here? Was there any kind of, don't you, do you think that there is any kind of intellect needed? Okay, so like all of the intellect is really not required for all of this, really. Because do I have, well, I'm talking, do I have any intellect to raise this intent or all of this thing? In thousands, hundreds of thousands matters, really, Gnani says, I don't have any intellect to really to do anything. I don't know how to do it, and yet, but there are so many miraculous play of the Pudgal, that of the non-self complex, that it automatically does everything automatically. It knows how to sprout the grains, how to have the grains appear in the field, how to bring your food, etc. There are so many departments. I do not have. Is it, do we have any kind of intellect in these kind of things? We don't have any intellect at all. So if somebody says you have no sense, then it says, yeah, I don't have any sense. I don't have any sense in terms of how this world is running. So why should I be bothered when somebody says you have no sense? Then Dadashri says, do you know that? If somebody tells Dadashri you have no sense, Dadashri say, oh, you only know that I don't have sense today, but I already know that I don't have any sense at all. What is your name? Mohan Bhai. Supposing in the next room somebody is saying Mohan Bhai is like this, Mohan Bhai is like this, and Mohan Bhai is stupid, no, but all kinds of nonsense and negative talk is happening about Mohan Bhai, would you not be upset? But would we not get upset? But would you not feel like going and breaking his teeth? You see, I will hit him there. But then when you go there and they find out that they're talking about Mohan Bhai of Vadodara, not Mohan Bhai of Gandhi Dham, then you will not be at all upset, would you? Immediately your pain will go away. You don't have to heal your pain will go away completely. So don't you think that the misunderstanding has gone away? And in the same way, it is because of the lack of understanding. If somebody picks up our bag, we say, hey, stop picking my bag, and then that person will say, no, it is not my, sir, it is my purse, it is not your purse. Let look. It says your bag is over there. This is my pickup. So, oh, sorry, go ahead and pick up your books. Will you not feel better? It is all misunderstanding is due to the misunderstanding only. You see, and so it is the misunderstanding that gives us the. And this was the law of Lord Mahavir too. What did Lord Mahavir used to teach his disciples that if somebody curses you, that then you have to say that at least he has not beaten you, he has just said some bad words to you, but if he has not hit you with a stick, but if he is hitting you with a stick, then you should say that at least he is not. What would we say? What is that? So what do we say? Because what should we do? That at least we should say at least he did not break my bones, therefore I was not hospitalized. And so then the Lord Mahavir is to tell his disciples that if at least he's beating you with a stick, but he's not stabbing me with a knife, is he? But what if he had stabbed me with a knife? So it is much better. So always a very positive attitude. And so you see, at least the wound of the stick would heal. But you see, so this is the kind of understanding. Ultimately, the final understanding is that if supposing ultimately if somebody just is killing this body, is also he has come to kill this body, that is, then you should have the understanding that it is this body that is going to die. I am eternal, and if you remain in this body, the kind of knowledge, then at the time, then you will not have any pain of death, because you'll have the awareness of who am I at the time of death, and therefore there will not a single internal result will change, and you will that I am totally separate from this body. I never die. I am eternal, and I am leaving this body. So this therefore, if we have this kind of final understanding, no kind of pain will bother you. This is an excellent understanding. But in the Kramic path, even in the Kramic path of Lord Mahavir, this message is already given. So it is because, but in the intellect always creates comparison. Oh, I have only 2 bedroom. He has 3 bedroom. He has 4 bedroom. I have an old car. She has got a brand new car, etc. And so, and it's, oh, when you're invited to her home, you say, wow, she has got 4 bedroom homes. Look how beautiful the home. It's got a nice garden in the terrace, etc. It's got so many servants. Would you not have pain? Yes, you will have pain, would you not? Especially women will have more pain, will they not? Because, and then they'll tell her husband, oh, you're not making any money, and look, these people have built all kinds of homes. But if your friend is good, he will take your wife. He'll take to the home of a person who lives only in one room, and a servant's home. Then says, oh, look at him. Oh, no. He is paying rent on this one room home, whereas look how beautiful our home is. So we just have to get rid of the misunderstanding only and nothing else, do we not? We just have to. So instead, we have it very good, do we not? We have it so good. So the intellect compares, and therefore it creates pain. And therefore, if you really want to compare, then compare yourself with somebody who is less fortunate than you, somebody who is older than you, somebody is sicker than you, somebody who does not have as much pain as you do have. So, or or if you or go to, if you are aching, your body is aching, you should visit the hospital. And if you visit a hospital, then you'll come out very happy. Look, I'm able to walk, I am able to move around, I am able to think, I have a clear mind, etc. So when you see the pains of human beings, then you will not have any kind of pain, would you? So human beings have so much problems, you see, and pains. If you want to compare yourself with somebody who is less who is in more pain than you are, who has got less than what you have. But no matter how happy you are, physically happy you are, materially happy you are, but you see, the emperors gave up their kingdoms in the search for the self, in the search of the eternal self, the eternal bliss of the self. but but if you're hyperinflated in your ego and you become very arrogant that I've got this and that, then you should stick a needle in your balloon and deflate it. Because otherwise, and if somebody insults you, then you should say, okay, this is good for me, because it is it is helpful for me on the path of liberation. If you can set your own understanding correctly, then you can become free from pain, you see. And so this is the kind of lack of understanding that creates conflict. You do not have to change human beings, you don't have to change your partners or companions or your friends. This is your account, and Deepak Bhaitachi is here, his special area in between the eyebrows. This is the account of your karma, you see. Just because if the stone is supposed to fall on your foot, it is going to fall on your foot and hurt you. But if the understanding is there, then you see the pain will happen to the physical body, but you will be aware of the nature of the pain. You see, but you will be aware of the pain that is healing, but you will not be the one who will suffer. But you see, and you will, no amount of suffering, either physical, mental, or verbal, will touch you, says Gnani Purush Dadashri, if you have the exact understanding of this Akram Vignan, the science of the direct science of the self. You see, I have the equanimity so that I do not suffer any kind of pain. The ignorant one multiplies the pain, the Gnani divides the pain and remains free from suffering. And it is that kind of the situation of life that nothing will touch the Gnani. And so the Gnani's misunderstanding, all kinds of misunderstanding will go away completely, you see. And and the ignorant one, the Agnani, will continue to suffer because of his lack of understanding, and the awakened one will continue to rise towards bliss because of the right understanding that prevails within him. The ignorance and the lack of understanding is the reason, and the lack of understanding is because of the wrong beliefs of the ego only, and the wrongs of the belief, once it changes to the right understanding, then one becomes free from understanding. And this is given in the Dadavani of November uh, uh, 1998, and please, and it's very beautiful. And so, so the if you take away the other science does not tell you that you have to meditate or you have to do this or you do that, but if you just get rid of your misunderstanding, you will become free, and then ultimately absolutely free from all pain and misunderstanding. And then you will become free from, and then when you become completely free from even this body, then you will attain moksha or nirvana. And so whatever pain or suffering comes to you, then you should just have to sit. If you suffer from the slightest pain or suffering, then if you have to sit down and just kind of sit for 15 minutes, find out, is it because my pain and suffering because what I wanted did not happen? And when it did not happen according to your willful approach did not work, Why don't you let go? Why do you let go of your insistence and your dharyu karvu that I want to have it my way only? Just let it. If any fault, and if you find out the results of that fault, then you will become free from those results and the fault, and therefore stop being willful. Some people are have full many expectations and therefore they are in pain. Therefore just become free from expectations, become free from willfulness, your own our own anger, deceit, pride, greed, you see, willfulness, more illusory attachment, expectations, inflexibility, adai, etc. Those are the reasons why we suffer pain. This is the misunderstanding. If we understand who am I in all of this, who is the doer, and to whom all of these misunderstandings belong, you become free. And so this very same circumstances, the very same person, the very same situation, then does not bother you. So in order to become free from these misunderstandings, there are the worldly misunderstandings, and in worldly interactive misunderstandings, and then there are religious misunderstandings, and then there are spiritual misunderstandings. All of these, when they are removed, then one becomes completely free from any kind. Today we are not going to talk too much about it, says, but it is worth taking into study today. Whenever there is the slightest suffering in any situation, then please sit down for 15 minutes and kind of reflect upon, is this my more? Is it my pride? Is it my willfulness? Is it my expectations? Is it my inflexibility? Is it my expectation? And if you can see, is it your greed? Is it your wanting to have it your way? Then if you can see it, then you can become free from it. One woman tell me, my husband told me that I have served you so much, but then I felt so much suffering that my husband told me that I'm then she started doing Samaik. Then why am I suffering when in Samaik? Because then I believe that, I then he says, because she says, I understood that if somebody else does it better than me, then I have the suffering. Because I sat in Samaik, then I could see it. Samaik means 15 minutes of review of what happened. 15 minutes. If when my husband, he says, when my husband told me that I served you so much, then automatically I saw that actually I saw my own superiority over my husband. How come I could not do what my husband could do? I thought I could do everything. I'm superior. So this is what I saw, and that was my suffering. You see? So then you have the Jagruti, the awareness, the five agna to help you from. Now let us take some questions now. The Gnani now takes some questions. First from Jignasa from Valsad, and then Ajay Savani from Ahmedabad. Please stand up so that we can answer your questions, you see. Whoever question is there, please stand up so that we can answer your questions. Jai Sachidanand. Despite keeping continuous awareness, I always have a sense that this is the way it should be. I should do it this way. I should do it this way. I understand the speech of Dani, but even then I continue. I do not have the awareness when it comes to doing. I know that it should not have this bit, that this is wrong, but even then, but through words and through some actions, I hurt file two and others, and it happens. The conduct of hurtful conduct happens. But is it not better by 2% as from before? Yes, yes, by 2 to 3%, definitely. It has decreased by 3%. Is it not? Your Atma, the self, is a thermometer. It will know that it is 2 to 3. Don't you think it has a decrease 30 to 40%? Now let me tell you why it has happened. I want to raise moksha the highest. Where did you find early? I want to be in a hurry. Does the word hurry applies to intellect, or I want to be in a hurry? Hurry late. I'm in a hurry. That belongs to intellect. The word hurry does not belong to prajna at all. And because, are you early or are you late in terms of liberation? In you had no situation or steadiness in countless previous lives. Now you have achieved the steady state of the self, and now you say you're late. No, you're on the train. Yes, if you have, if you know the train is going, if you have some important appointment, you're going in a train, then now the train will arrive. When it arrives, why do you have to walk around and run around in the train? You see, the train will arrive when it will arrive. For the time, the bus will arrive when it arrives. You are in the cruise ship of moksha. Why are you in a hurry? So, and let me tell you why it happens now. Okay, this is the karma. You have not finished your karma and you have received this gnan. You received gnan 3 years ago. So now 3 years ago, did you not? You have all kinds of problems and pains and fights with your wife and your family for 3 years. You know, full steam. We were having all kinds of, yes, he says. And then you had, your business was going on. Your business was Kashai's full steam, was it not? But with all the storms that were happening, but 3 years ago, it stopped. And then, yes, 50% decrease. And 3 years ago, all the junk that happened. Do you think it will stop in 3 years only, all the junk? The junk, but nothing new is filling in the tank. New cause is happening. And whatever was in the tank from the past life and from the past will continue to discharge, you see. But then you see, as we are not filling any kind of new water in the tank. You see, whatever the dirty water is will come out, and the dirt. And who is it happening? It is happening to Ajay. It is not happening to you. You see, so this is the first level of Jagruti. The awareness is the first level of awareness that it is happening to Katya. It is happening to Uva. It is happening to Domingo. It is not happening to me. But you see, okay, is it good that if the junk stays in the tank or as it comes out? Other, if it remains inside, then it will start decomposing, you see. So once it comes out, then will you not be happy that once it is all out, that you will not be worried about it, right? So once it is out, you will not be at all worried about it, right? And so, in a person, when he gets angry and upset, is he happy afterwards? No. After he's angry, he's unhappy, is it not? Yes. But you see, but if he says, but he's unhappy after he's angry, you see, and if he's unhappy after he's angry, then he knows that he doesn't want to become angry again. Supposing in 40 years and 50 years, you see, in 3 years, if 50% has gone down, in another 3 years, what do you think will happen? Another 23%. So 70% will have gone down in 6 years, right? In another 3 years, how much will it come out? But I don't know how much new will come out. I just told you nothing else is coming in. It is just emptying, you see. But I feels actually that, but I cannot remain on that side or I cannot remain on this side because you are in the transit period only. You are in the interim government now stage. Before you were for sure Domingo only, for sure you were Eunice only, you were Nada only, you were Katya only. But now you're in the interim state, the awakened one. You see? And let me give you another solution out of this. When these fights happen in discharge, anger, when you hurt your wife through anger, etc., at that time, sit in the evening and be very revengeful in the evening that you can talk to him and say, Ajay, how long will you continue to hurt your wife, hurt your child, hurt your friends? You see, and he says, and do you think life is working according to your will? You see, so why don't you let go? Do you think your expectations get fulfilled? You can talk to him and talk to Nada, talk to Katya and say, at least, well, if you just change, so why don't you sit down and do samayik? Instead of continuing to fight, why don't you do a samayik for an hour? I cannot do samayik. Then do a 10-minute samayik if you cannot do a 1 hour samayik. And also, even before lying down, why don't you find out what is happening, you see? And find out on what basis this is happening, you see? Why is this happening? Is it my insistence? Is it my inflexibility? Is it my ego? Is it my willfulness? Is it my expectations? Is it my misunderstanding? Am I at fault? But even then it fails. And it says many times I feel that I cannot remain in the five agnas and I miss out the five agnas. You see in Samaik where you miss the five agnas, this is the easy way out. If you eat one piece of bread less in the evening, then you will sleep 2 hours less, and therefore you will be able to do more work in the night. Give me the energy to remain the five agnas. Next one. Next question. Usha Patel in Ankleshwar. As soon as you get the microphone, please stand up because we can save, this is so we can save 30 seconds. 30 seconds with the Gnani multiplied by 25,000 people is a lot of time, you see. I have written the question. Do I have to say the words or do you want to say? I say I can rest my voice if you speak. Why don't you? Why don't you read? My question is, in society situations, there are mental pains and there are mental difficulties, and because also till the late life there is life frictions is going on, but we still accept life. Yes, but if you think, you see, but you say if human beings are in, you believe 20% pleasure and 80% pain. No, you believe that they have 20% pleasure, but they are in 100% pain only. All of their pleasures are followed by pain, says Gnani Purush Dadashri and Puja Deepak Pai. You see, if you eat something very pleasant, but when your tummy hurts, do you not get pain? You see, you see, and then you see, and so then it's because there is pain only. If you ask for some food, there is no situation in life that is going to get pain. If pleasure, if it gives you some pleasure, it is still going to give. It is only imaginary pleasure. There is only 2 minutes of pain followed by 20 minutes of pleasure. 2 minutes of pleasure followed by 10 minutes of pain. That is how it is. E- Even if this such a person is in pain, then what we teach them, then we tell them, please come to this satsang, attend these 2 or 3 satsangs, and then get the gnan and become free from your pain. And you yourself will get the conviction that yes, I got the right answers in my life, and I even don't have pain about dying anymore. And we can make you so fearless over here. So many elderly people now are absolutely fearless of death. You see, that they are not at all afraid about dying at all. You see that even if they die, that they say I'm not at all worried about pain at all. Then he says, I do not die at all. So he says, I will, I am there only. I am continuously there. You see, so this is how it is. Yes, you are correct. Yeah, but in our daily interactions, I feel that yes, you see, this happens, but you look around, look around here sitting. See how many old people are there. Are there people here who have become pain free? Please, are there elderly people who are here? Please raise your hands. Oh, look at this. Look how many. Look at them. And they're showing so many people raise their hands that they have no pain whatsoever. You see. All right. And so this is how it is going. But this woman has not taken Gnan, and she is talking about we will get material life. We say that we will get material pleasures, and then we will get pleasures that belong beyond the world. Now she is talking about pleasure, worldly pleasure, and as well pleasure beyond the world. But since the Gnani says that when your pain and your when you really when you pray to the Lord within, that through this mind, speech, and body, I do not want to hurt anyone in this world. Then that is the highest prayer. You see, because there is pain. Because why do we get any hurt through the closest ones? Because we have given this kind of pain to others. And so when you stop hurting people close to you, then automatically the pain that comes to you will stop and cease. And this way you will become free from pain. For so many years we used to believe that didn't I say that for me I have to really search when was the last time I felt any pain, says Deepak Pai. And that is the experience of so many Mahatmas too now, you see. But you also, you see, so so even if you just get even one drop of this bliss, you will have so much bliss, you see. This is, yes, you get internal alaukik sukh, that the bliss of the self, but you also get the joy and the pleasures of this worldly life in the real manner, you see. When your expectations and your insistence uh, stop, then pain stops and pleasure begins. And then I have my sense of justice only. And you say, I am very, and she is using flowery language and saying, because you see, he says Gujarat. Now we have a spiritual leader and a national leader who is also our prime minister. You see that there should be justice in the nation towards every human being. When our worldly justice is, when there is worldly justice comes through court about 4 to 5 years, but when you understand that nature is absolutely just, then you get instant justice. you know Find when a person stops committing crimes and becomes hurting others, then there is not then automatically natural justice of bliss and peace arises within. Jai Sachita. I do a lot of kashais, she says, and then there is a lot of suffering, and then I hurt my parents a lot. Do you do pratikraman? I do some pratikraman. Eh, You should say that you just varnish reverse, hurt occasionally and do continuous pratikraman instead of doing a lot of hurt and very few pratikraman. Reverse the cycle. And it's but when just because you are tense, do you have the right to hurt anyone? You see, and how can you hurt your mom and dad? They are there to help you. They have helped you so much in your life. You see, if you're going to school and you go to school and the bus is late, and if your sister, your friend gives you a lift in the car and just says, "Come in my car," would you not be very grateful that at least she gave you a lift in her car? Would you not be very, very, very thankful for that? You see, and would you ever forget that? You see. So why should you really forget this? You see. So you should, whoever we are, when kashais happen, I become very, very upset. No, you should make the full decision that I do not want to hurt anyone. You should find out the reasons uh, that I do not want to hurt anyone, and find the reasons and not hurt anyone. You make the firm decision that through this mind, speech, and body, I do not want to hurt my parents, and I want to make the right kind of adjustments. I want to adjust to their viewpoint. I want to understand what their viewpoint is, and I want to adjust to them. Exactly. And then they say, then I hurt them. You see. Now you're 16 years old, right? Now you're starting at 17. When 16 years finish, then take Gnan. No. Take when 16 years are over, then take Gnan. The Deepak Bhai says after 16 years are over, then you will understand the exact Gnan properly. Next, I'll be right with you. I'm going to let you. I'll come with you now in the next question. I'm going to skip your satsang for a minute. I'll be right there. This is Shuddha, the live voiceover interpretation of the satsang that is happening with Puja Deepak Bhai. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
આપણે નક્કી કરવાનું કે એ ગમે ત્યાં આવજા કરે તેથી કરીને આપણે પકડાવું નથી, આપણે બાઈક ખસી જાય. જોજો ને કોકની ભૂલ દેખાતી હશે, આપણને બીજાના દોષ દેખાય ને તેથી જ આ પકડાતા હોય છે આપણા મનમાં. જો ને અત્યારે એ લોકો મારી પાસે કરાવડાવે એટલે ગુનેગાર એ લોકો જ ને. આજ મોટી ભૂલ કાઢવાની ભોગવે છે કોણ અત્યારે તો કરશે આપણી ભૂલ કાઢીશું તો બળ જીતીશું. જગદીશ પુરુષ ગોસ્વામી. ચાલો સારું છે, એટલી પસ્તાવો થાય ને જોવાની ગઈત્રીની ભૂલો જોવાની એટલી ફળ છે. બરોબર છે. બીજું કોઈ મળે જ નહીં ને પણ જે છે ત્યાં જ બિચારા જાતિની તાકાત નાખવાના. બહુ જાત્યા પછી કપડું કાપી જાય ખબર. હવે આમાં કોની ભૂલ થાય છે? કોની ભૂલ? ગમે તે આપણે અમે તો શું શીખવાડીએ? ગમે તેવું અકળાઈ ગયા હોય, ગમે તેટલું કામનું દબાણ હોય, ગમે તેવા પ્રોબ્લેમ હોય, તો કોઈ દુઃખ ના આ પ્રોબ્લેમ કેમ આપણને આવે? તો પહેલાં ચોખ્ખું કર્યું નથી અને આ દુઃખવાળ આવે છે. હજી ચોખ્ખું નહીં કરીએ અને કોઈને દુઃખ આપશો તો આપણી શક્તિ છે પછી નવા દુઃખ આવશે તારે જીવવાનું. શું ઘણા ભૂલ કરીએ વર્તમાનમાં રહો ને તો એટલો ટાઈમ એક જ હોય છે. એક વસ્તુ ચોખ્ખી કરી, બીજું ચોખ્ખું કરી, બીજું ચોખ્ખું કરી, બીજું ચોખ્ખું કરી. આટલા બધા થપ્પા ભરીને પ્રશ્ન આવે તો એટલો ટાઈમ એક જ લેવા જ મારે છે. હું ટેન્શનમાં જ આટલું બધું છું તો જો બેન વધારે પ્રશ્ન નથી. હા બરોબર છે તો કોઈ બીજાનું એવું કર્યા કરું તો શું થાય? એ કરતાં બધા દુઃખી થાય. તો ધીમે ધીમે એક એક ઓછું કરું છું થઈ જશે થોડું. એક એક દુઃખ ઓછા કરશો તો પૂરા થશે શબ્દાળો. બધાને સમાધાન લાવો, કોઈને મુશ્કેલી ના મૂકો. ઘરવાળાને તો દુઃખ જ ના આપે. એ રીતે બિગિન્સ ફ્રોમ હોમ. ઘરથી શરૂઆત કરો. દુઃખો એકબીજાને આપવાના બંધ કરો. ઉપાય કરવો હોય તો ઘરમાં આરતી ચાલુ કરો, હસીને જગ્યાએ ચાલુ કરો, 10-15 મિનિટ બેસીને પછી કામ કરો. કરીએ તો ઘણું દુઃખ અપાય ઘરમાં. ઘરમાં બહાર ડમરા છીએ બેનપણી આગળ વાત મારીએ કે નહીં બહુ બેન તો બહુ સારી તમે બધાને ચા પાણી કરાવો એટલે ઘરવાળા જોયા જ કરે મજા જ કરે ઘરમાં મને જ આપતો છે. એટલે આપણે ઘરથી શરૂ કરો. બહારવાળા જોડે દયા નહીં હોય ચાલશે, ઘરવાળા જોડે દુઃખ ના થવું એવા કરો. એક મહિનો તો કરીશું, સર 12 મહિના ના થાય 1 મહિનો પ્રયોગ કરો. હવે એક પણ કોઈ પણ પરિસ્થિતિમાં અથડામણ કરવી નથી, એડજસ્ટમેન્ટ લેવાનું, દુઃખ આપવું નથી. પછી જો કેવો આનંદ ઘરમાં એટલો બધો આનંદ લાગશે કે આ તો હારું થઈ ગયું કે કોઈને સુધાર્યા વગર બહુ ઘરમાં શાંતિ થઈ જાય. અને બધું સુધાર્યા પછી પણ ઘરમાં શાંતિ ટકતી નથી. ભૂલ છે, સુધારવાની જરૂર નથી. આપણે સમજવાની જરૂર છે. જગદીશ પુરુષ ગોસ્વામી, મીનાલી, સુરત, બોલો. ક્યારથી શરૂ થયું આવું? હા તો તમે અહીં કેવી રીતે આવી ગયા સત્સંગમાં? શાંતિ મળે. અને જો શાંતિ હોય તમને જીવ મૂંઝાતો ના તો અહીં આવો ખરા? તો ના જ આવે ને તો ભાગ્ય માનો તમારા પુણ્ય જાગ્યા કે પેલી અશાંતિ કરી કે આપણે સત્સંગમાં આવીએ. અને આ મોક્ષની કિંમત છે ખબર છે તમને? મોક્ષે લઈ જશે. હા હવે આ તમને સંસારમાંથી પેટ મોક્ષે ફરી જન્મ મરણના ફેરામાંથી છોડાવશે. સંસારની 4 ગતિની ભટકાનો અંત